was just another New England spring day. The date was April 15, 2013, and the excitement was buzzing in the city of Boston as thousands of sneakers hit the pavement on Boylston Street. It was the 117th annual Boston Marathon, and as thousands conquered the 26.2-mile run, some spectators had other plans in mind. Two young men laid bombs on the finish line. This unforgettable day lies heavy in the hearts for many, and as the one-year anniversary approaches, we take time to remember those few moments that changed countless lives. We ask first-hand witnesses and runners what they felt and how they reacted as they saw chaos hit Boston.
I was just another journalist covering the race.
We were volunteering at the marathon on the wheelchair sweep team.
I had finished the race about a half an hour, maybe a little more, before the bombs went off.
I got a text from one of my friends who was actually at the finish line, and it was like a jumble of words, and it said, like, bombs off at finish, I'm okay. And I was like, that's a weird text to get.
A little before 2:45, I started walking toward the finish line.
I heard all these sirens going off, and I was kind of apprehensive, because I was like, oh my God, what's happening? So I turned on the news.
I was right at the corner of Stewart Street and Dartmouth Street, which is a block or so from the finish line, when I heard a big boom.
Police officers just jumped into the road and stopped us, and we really had no idea what had happened until we heard people running away from the bomb site.
I immediately, after the first bomb went off, looked up at the buildings.
It shook the earth, it was definitely an explosion.
Although the event was emotionally and physically traumatizing, those directly affected were able to come together. The day affected every person a little differently, yet as each person continues to cope with the tragedy in their own way, they are able to speak out because they know they are not alone.
As soon as someone said that it was a bomb, I got extremely scared because my sister and my boyfriend were sitting in the bleachers.
I was trying to find my family, and I couldn't find them. I called my wife Kathy, and there was no answer. And the second bomb went off. I just heard my oldest daughter yell out, Dad, we're over here. And I'll tell you, it was just the most relieved feeling I've ever had.
I was hearing all the sirens and the helicopters, but didn't really know what was going on.
I think people from social media, that's how people started finding out.
About 12 to 15 seconds later, a similar sound happened, just as loud as the one before.
When the bombs went off, it was like one bomb was to the right of us, and then the other bomb was to the left of us.
But after the second one went off, people started getting a little bit nervous and saying, we probably should get out of here.
Nobody seemed to know what was going on. There was no screaming or panic at that point yet, but there certainly was concern in a lot of faces. You could see it.
So I finally got my sister on the phone, and she was super upset.
At that particular point, we saw some runners coming back from the finish area, and a few were in tears.
It wasn't until the second one went off and you heard everyone screaming, you realized something was really wrong. We knew it was near where my son was. So really all that we were concerned about was JP okay?
I just remember my middle daughter, Hannah, basically saying, Dad, I want to get out of here. She was just really petrified. She didn't know exactly what it was, but there was some word thrown about, possible bomb. The real first time we understood the magnitude of what had happened was when we got back into the car and turned on the radio.
I know all the members who work at the BAA, and I knew that this race was like their child, and something had gone desperately, tragically wrong this day.
Just 6 Mondays from today will be the 118th Boston Marathon. Stay tuned to KPTV as we cover this emotional and ultimately triumphant day as we continue down the road to recovery.